Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm throwing my hair back real quick because we are going to be doing a spider web dark mistress kind of look today. We're going to start off by jumping in with this neutral toned eyeliner pencil just to create a border, trace, outline, design of a spider web on my forehead. And then I decided to jump in and do my eyeshadow instead of going with that first. For this look, we're going to use three palettes: the Huda Beauty, the Morphe James Charles, and the Morphe 39L Hit the Lights. We're going to start off with this tone from the Huda Beauty and just start blending that into the crease and working that up to the eyebrow a bit. And then we're going to dip into this more mauve tone and start doing that in the crease in the same exact area and just working that up as well. Grabbing this hot pink magenta shade from the Hit the Lights palettes, I'm going to just add that in there. I want this to have a really purpley pink tone to it. It's mostly going to be covered up, but it's just going to have an essence of showing on the outside after we're done blending. Starting to darken it up, I'm grabbing this warm brown tone and just putting that in the lower portion of the crease and dragging that down towards the eyebrow a bit. On the pinks, I brought that inwards towards my nose a little bit. That's not something I would normally do, but with this look, I wanted it to look as dramatic as it can. So as we're adding in this brown, I'm just taking a lot of time blending it out, making sure it's smooth, because I know I'm going to be doing a lot of dark colors. And when you're working with dark colors, you start small and blend. Now, just switching over to a more fluffier brush, we're going to grab that same tone and keep working that brown in. And then we're going to switch over to the James Charles palette and grab this dark brown and start patting that all over the eyelid, just making it look very, very dark. For now, I'm keeping this on just the lid, kind of creating an almond shape over my lid with this dark color. And then we're going to go in and blend it out. Right now I've switched back to this blending brush. I haven't added any product and I'm just working that darkest shadow we put on the lid up, taking a lot of time to make sure it looks smooth and there's no harsh lines at all. Right about here, I started adding a very small amount of that dark brown shade from the James Charles palette, and I'm just working it up into the pink a little bit more, taking my time, making sure it's blended evenly and both eyes are looking balanced together. We're going to grab this dark warm brown from the James Charles palette and start blending that over what we just laid down and blended out, just to make it look more smooth, make it have more dimension as it increases. And then we're going to pat in some more of the darker brown from the James Charles palette to make sure we didn't lose too much. We're going to blend that out again. This look is so much blending. When you're working with dark shadows, it's best to start off with very small product. That way you don't get overwhelmed or make it look like you have black eyes. Dipping back into the Huda Beauty palette, we're just going to take all those tones we put on the top eyelid and put that under our lower lash line just to make that eyelet come together and look finished. Now we're going to grab some black from the James Charles palette and start patting that over the eyelid just to make it look more dark. We're going to grab the shimmery champagne colored shadow and pop that into the inner corner and work that up and around just to give our eyes more of a pop. And then we're going to jump right into the liquid eyeliner. This is the Essence Matte Black. We're going to line our lids with a nice dramatic wing, nothing too crazy. Grabbing that black shadow, we're going to take this very precise brush and start lining over what we traced for the spider web. I'm just doing this kind of sloppily, just kind of putting it down so it's easier to see. Now we're going to grab the Essence Matte Black liquid liner and start going over what we just laid down. This is going to give it more of a finalized look rather than it just being so soft and bare with that eyeshadow. We're going to do that, add some webbing to the inner parts of the line. This took a lot of time. It was quite tedious to try to film as well. I think it came out well, even though it was very tedious. I really enjoyed the way it looked. As I was going through, all these lines were not even. Some of them looked a little wonky, but nothing is ever perfect. We can just get as close as we can, and as long as you're satisfied at the end of the day, that's really what matters. Grabbing some of these two tones, I'm just going to add some shadow to the brim of my hairline where it meets the spider web, just to give it some depth. Jumping back in with this more precise eyeshadow brush, I'm going to just start adding in some shadowing along the web. This portion of shadowing really took some time. I didn't want to edit any of it out though, so that you guys could understand how much shadowing and detailing goes into this. That way, if you want to recreate it or try it or mess around, whatever, you can see what you should be doing or techniques that you could try. As I start to add in the border around the outside of the spiderweb, I think this is really what makes it come to life and pop. These shadows really make it stand out when the finalized look is done. When I was looking at myself in the mirror after I was done recording, I was kind of looked like a tattoo from far away, but it was kind of cool. I enjoyed this look a lot. To give the spiderwebs more dimension and of a 3D feel, I'm just grabbing this water activated white paint and adding in some highlight points just randomly throughout the black lines of the spiderweb. Dipping back into the eyeshadow palette, I'm just going to be adding in some more colors because I feel like as I was doing the web, I noticed that there were some spots I wanted to touch up. I really blurred out the lower lash line, made that look way more dramatic rather than what I would normally do. Now we're going to grab the Moonchild highlighting kit, grab that shade there and start popping that on my upper cheekbones and my nose. Grabbing the NYX Baked Blush in Ignite Passion, we're going to pop that on our cheeks, and then we are going to start contouring with the LA Colors Tan and throw that all over our face. Grabbing this angled brush, we're just going to pop on some more black on the lower lash line, really intensify this look, and then start adding in some mascara. I threw on some Ardell Wispies, number 700. I didn't film that, just popped them on real quick. I'm popping in more black on my upper eyelid. As I was filming, what I saw in the mirror looked so much darker than what I was seeing in the camera feedback. So I wanted to intensify it so that the look really came over on video. So this is me just deepening up everything. And then here we have the final look. I was so happy with how this turned out. I've been seeing a lot of different variations of this across Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give this a thumbs up and subscribe.